Custard Audio R30 R2R DAC is significant technology achievement in modern day hi-fi industry. Hello everyone, welcome to Tabama Hi-Fi Review channel. Today I would like to share my experience of using this $3,600 R2R DAC that recently released by Custard Audio. R2R ladder network feature GLCK02 clock in there, oven temperature control, crystal oscillator that totally try to get rid of digital noise and jitter. To be able to do that, they are utilizing linear power supply, 427-bit ladder network quad balanced discrete design. Audio signal doesn't exceed 24-bit no matter what type of component you use. Technically not possible, right? But they are capable of, that technology is getting even up to bit perfect 27-bit digital to analog conversion that is capable. So 27-bit is where that is come from. Mostly most significant bits, so in short it's called MSB. So those MSB signal probably like 16 to 22 bits range, those gonna be MSB range, right? So those are gonna be converted using physical ladder network to convert digital signal. Additional bits come from LSB, so least significant bits like tiny nuances and small notes, smallest notes, and some tiny errors that they corrected using technique called DM, dynamic element matching technology. So that's how they correct it, and this R30 DAC is capable of getting signal even up to 27-bit, is perfectly capable of converting. After the conversion, the signal is very tiny, the analog signal, so that is amplified using class A gain stage to analog signal through line level output, either XLR or RCA out. So XLR out is you can change it to inverted or non-inverted. All the incoming digital signal is managed by FPGA chip utilizing oven temperature control crystal oscillator to get the perfect digital signal to that conversion network. Overall balanced design architecture, everything that they built and designed in this R30 is very, very impressive. I thought I was looking like $20,000-$30,000 DAC kind of impression inside of this R30 DAC using linear power supply for dedicated section, digital section and analog section, half-inch or slightly less solid piece of aluminum shielding that they put over top of these R2R network, as well as chip that they cover to reduce the noise even further to improve the sound quality. Only thing that I'm not really big fan of is if I use that internet passive bridge stage, sound is not to the level of using direct DAC output out of this R30 DAC. For the digital inputs, this R30 is featuring two different type of I2S input. So those are, I think, very important to mention. I2S G and M. G is the dedicated to use it with the Custard product, external clock or DDC or whatever you pair with. That is pin out is perfect match for their products. I2SM is interchangeable. You can change it or match it. It has 4 different type of mode that you can change. As always, all these I2S inputs are not compatible with any HDMI signal. Other inputs are, as usual, USB, optical, coaxial, AES, digital inputs. So let's get to that streamer feature. This one is a bit limited compared to other streamers. They are using Cell Audio operation system in there. Probably that is a Linux-based system, and they are optimized for audio playback. As of right now, it offer you UPnP, Spotify Connect, all the things that I will show you on the screen. So mainly I use Spotify Premium with latest lossless offering that they just released. It works great with this Guster R30 DAC. It totally shows in the screen of the Spotify. And also I tried Sony HAP-Z1ES USB cable connected to this R30. So with X30, I was having a bit of issue with the USB. There's no problem at all. If you have HAP-Z1ES as your NAS, this one will work totally fine, either using M-Connect UPnP playback or using with USB cable direct. So those features are working very good. Round bridge ready. And also I tried with recently reviewed Eversolo T8 I2S cable connected to M port on this I2S of R30. It works seamlessly based on, I think, mode 1. So that is working great. For the sound quality, Ethernet port and I2S is going to be my favorite. Background is totally clear and silent compared to other inputs in my system using with this T8, so it works great. So streaming feature of this R30 is work okay for most of the time. Time to time it can drop out, probably something to do with that UPnP playback app that I'm using, M-Connect app. And also I try with Audiavana UPnP playback to this Guster R30 and it works perfectly. But be sure you always select the streamer option. If you have other input options selected, you will not find R30 in the network. At least that's the case for me. So I was listening with 3 different kind of amplifiers and 3 different speakers: JBL L100 Classic 75th or Pioneer T80 S1 towers and CSS Audio 2 DDX towers that I built. I tried all that, right? So in terms of sound quality and tonal balance, my favorite combination with this R30 in my system is JBL L100 Classic 75th with Musicshare X9 300B amplifier with Pavane Summit Series tubes. Very engaging sound that I can listen. My second favorite is this, either my Accuphase E4000 or soon to be reviewed X30 845 and 300B amplifier from Musicshare. Those combination works great. Incredible sound quality. In terms of noise control and transparency, clarity is totally getting closer to X30. But where it's lacking behind a little bit is background darkness and background cleanliness is slightly less than X30 DAC. So R26 compared to this R30 is totally different in terms of neutral and dynamic attack. This one can give you delta sigma DAC like dynamic range and impactful sound and bass quality that it can clearly deliver in articulation in all those low regions with impactful bass quality. When I'm using with my Accuphase E4000, if I do back-to-back blind sound sample and blind test with X30 and R30, I can get thrown off pretty badly sometimes because it has a neutral tone with very impactful bass and good quality mid-range. So when I'm listening those, I really have to pay attention to vocals and those mid-range area to totally able to discern the difference between 2 different DACs and different technology. Sweetness in mid-range and musicality, this R30 can totally offer, as well as maintaining good neutral tonal balance with nice timbre and texture with layering effects. Without the soundscape, both of those DACs are 180-degree reach, meaning if I'm sitting facing this this way to my system. So like this, 180 degree, all the cymbal strikes or guitar riffs, everything is reaching right here when I'm listening there. So that kind of width and reach and texturing and layering with holographic notes that they can deliver is probably one of the most impressive feature of this, either R30 or X30. R30 is slightly more enhanced in richer mid-range quality and tiny bit more richer side of tonality that it can offer, which makes it a little more musicality that it can offer over X30. So X30 is gonna be very impactful sound with neutral in most of the time. So this R30 will enhance in those areas as well as high frequency extension. That is a tiny bit more spaciousness with warmish tint on across the frequency ranges still retained. Richer side of tonality is most enjoyable thing with immersive soundscape. Overall depth is about the same, but R30 is tiny bit warmer and tiny bit richer, slightly less dynamic in bass and upper bass and lower bass attack, but not too far behind. Sound sample that you will hear in this video is Grace Meyer cover of Kiss of Life. Some of those bass notes, I kind of prefer this R30. Rolling bass and those notes are well separated, articulate notes with good amount of air with dynamic punch that it can deliver. Listening experience is totally enhanced. If I'm listening those two decks back to back, I will say it's only matter of your taste and system pairing. There is no such a winner in X30 or R30. If you are a big fan of R2R sound signature with probably most advanced R2R deck that you can buy, this R30 is gonna be great option for you. They went all the way. Even the feed is acoustically tuned. Cork-like surface that attached to the chassis felt like material at the bottom. Most of the time I use it as at the fixed gain position. Menu system, everything is same. This one only have 3 different digital filters. That's the different than a Delta Sigma DEX that is based on the FPGA tuning, and total DSD bypass is available on this one, which is I did, and that is probably one of the most important feature. And another thing is NOS function. So NOS is good, but generally I prefer without using the NOS. Some of the tiny nuances and micro details are getting a little blurry, so that kind of sound that I don't enjoy. I want slightly more precise sound, so usually I don't use NOS function in most of the decks, especially R2R decks. Overall price and sound quality and technology and improvements that this R30 can offer is, I would say, it worth every penny, because it's not like newer the better. This is the old tech perfected with new tech using FPGA and all that combined. This R30 $3,600 retail is one of the best buy-in high-end deck. That is right, my friend. This one has ultra high-end deck like sound quality and sound delivery of music that I can enjoy. For time being, this kind of R2R deck with sound quality and noise control and dynamic range and everything is approaching to top of the line Delta Sigma deck in those areas. So that is the most impressive feature and achievement designing this R2R deck. One time I met this Gustard engineer and we spoke through translator, and he explained a few things and how he liked to do things and perfecting every network and design that they use on their product. So this one is one of the great example that they put together in offering great sounding, high performance, and technology achievement that they offer for this price point. For the price and sound quality, I mean, this is one of the most impressive sounding R2R deck that money can buy. I have had very expensive R2R decks, like $10,000-$12,000 decks in the past year or so. So those decks are great, right? But this one is in next level, regardless of the price. Sound quality, neutral, and R2R still retaining R2R sound signature and everything combined. Nothing but enjoyable sound that I can listen to it all day long. So if you are in the market for highly capable, state-of-the-art R2R deck and streamer combination that you can buy, this R30 get my highest recommendation. That's it, my friend. That is a review that I like to share with you. Thank you for watching and happy listening.
There must have been an angel by my side. Something heavenly led me to you. Look at the sky. It's the color of love. There must have been an angel by my side. Something heavenly came in from above. when I lay eyes on you. Hey, you'll never you wrap me up in the color of love. You gave me the kiss of life, kiss of life. You gave me the kiss of life, kiss of life. Wasn't it clear from the start? Look at the sky, it's full of clouds. The sky is full of clouds. He built a bridge to your heart all the way and let it lay and let it how many times I've loved inside now I can't say it. You gave me the kiss of life, kiss of life. You gave me the kiss that's life, kiss of life. The sky is full of love. He built a bridge to your heart all the way and let it lay and let it how many times I've loved inside now I can't say it. You gave me the kiss of life, kiss of life. You gave me the kiss that's life, kiss of life. Shut